Good evening and welcome to Channel Seeds Field at Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, the home of the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. I'm Trent Condon, joined by Addie Wells, and we are ready for action. The number 2 seed Carlisle, 34-5 on the year, facing off against third seeded Fort Dodge, 39-4 for the Dodgers this year. Addie should be a good one here, trying to stay undefeated here in this double elimination bracket.
Absolutely. These are two powerhouse offensive lineups that are meeting up, and it's definitely just going to be a testament as to who can attack these pitchers right away and consistently keep scoring throughout this game.
Carlisle, the home team, as the number 2 seed. They're on the field and getting things started on the mound. Back after the victory yesterday is Mally Stoner, the future Iowa State Cyclone, as the pitch splits the plate. And a called strike, 1-1 to the leadoff hitter for Fort Dodge, Hope Allstott, the shortstop. Allstott's been outstanding this year at the top of the lineup for the Dodgers, 39-4 on the season. As Stoner gets ready with the 1-1. Misses upstairs, 2-1. Stoner sits low 60s with the fastball. Good off-speed stuff as well in the circle. Her battery mate behind the plate is Claire Benson. 2-1. Out to right center field, towards the gap. That is down for a base hit to lead off the ball game for Hope Allstott. Went with the pitch there, Addie, and gets the base knock to get things started.
She did a great job of sitting on that, driving it to the right side, not trying to do too much. We know that they can hit home runs. We know that they have the big hits in their pocket. But again, just getting base runners on and pushing runners across, putting the pressure on early is going to be key.
Talking with assistant coach Nick Venson before the game, that's something. Happy being the visitor in this game. Took them a little while yesterday to settle down in the opening round win against Clear Creek Amana, and the kind of start they're hoping for there with Allstott. Here's Rippentrop to the plate, bounces it off the plate, throw to first in time to get the speedy Taryn Rippentrop, but a sacrifice. And Fort Dodge playing some small ball early, as you see often, using the bunting ability, and that is something you see from Fort Dodge year after year.
Being able to execute those types of play is huge.
Now it looks like, I believe they said Rippentrop maybe was out of the batter's box on that bunt attempt, and because of that she is out. The runner has to go back. So 1 out and no advancement there, so it will not be a sacrifice for Rippentrop. She will be called out for being out of the batter's box on the bunt attempt. Here's Ellie Doster, the catcher. 1 away for Fort Dodge. 0-1 the count to the catcher for Fort Dodge. Doster this season's put together a nice year at the plate. Batting with the runner on. Tapped out to the right side. Almost like a swinging bunt. Tag, though. Good play at first base by Estella Bowman. Always a difficult one there, trying to get the quick tag, and she did good work of it defensively.
Yeah, it's definitely crucial that you make sure you're taking care of the ball. You can't really do anything if you don't have the ball there, and she was able to still secure the ball, secure the out. And now Dodgers have a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs. Carlisle's in a good spot here.
Grace Nichols, the cleanup hitter and the designated player, hitting in place of the flex player. Melina Meyer, the right fielder for Fort Dodge. First pitch, a fastball on the outside half, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Nichols trying to find the big hit. Tall left-handed stick. On a breezy day here, wind blowing in. And a touch across the field. This one, a slow roller over to third base. Long throw across the diamond. In time by Ella Smith as she delivers the strike, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. There was a runner left on base through a half inning of softball here at the state tournament. No score. Carlisle coming to the plate when we come back. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Welcome back here with you live on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, as we get ready for the start of the home half of the first inning. Let's take a look at our Sukup team comparison between the two squads, and certainly two teams that have played outstanding this year. Look at some of the batting averages throughout the course of the season. Both these teams have played an incredibly high level, Addie.
Again, like I said earlier, they're both offensive powerhouses, and they're pretty neck and neck at a lot of those statistics. But again, Fort Dodge seems to have an edge here, so it's definitely going to be dependent on who has the momentum and who's able to maintain that momentum throughout this game.
Both teams with some power as well, 34 and 32 home runs respectively. Going to be a little bit more difficult, though, than what we saw yesterday when we were here on Channel Seeds Field. The wind was blowing out. It has flipped around, coming in from center field, blowing out towards the first base side, a little bit across the diamond. And on the mound for Fort Dodge, back out there, Aubrey Allstott. Allstott, the sophomore, dealt with a little bit of nerves yesterday, making her first career start at the state softball tournament, and definitely saw that. Also very humid and a little cooler here today, going to help with that grip. And saw yesterday how many times the pitchers went to the rosin bag, just how humid it was. Still a little bit sticky, but not nearly what we dealt with yesterday.
Yeah, even as a non-pitcher, just a normal position player, I've got to wipe my hands a lot throughout the season. I can't imagine trying to pitch in those conditions, but props to all of the players yesterday who powered through and were still able to give us competitive games despite the heat.
And leading things off, it'll be Chloe Rolling, the right fielder, starting with the off-speed pitch and missing upstairs. Saw this a bunch yesterday, and really early on from Aubrey Allstott, the pitch that she was able to spot the best was the changeup. About a 12-13 mile an hour difference between her fastball and the changeup. A very effective pitch. She starts and goes right back to it again. This time gets the called strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Those off-speed pitches are going to be a good advantage for her as well against this Carlisle lineup, keeping hitters off balance, giving them not a lot that they can square up and hit far.
Rolling a lefty. Watches a fastball for the first time. That one missed up, and it's 2-1. Rolling, a sophomore this year, batting .543 coming into the state tournament, 59 stolen bases. Carlisle, one thing you'll see from them year after year is they are going to be aggressive. Here's a shot out to short left field. That is down for a base hit for Chloe Rolling. Went with it, used the slap, and found that hole in the defense. And just like happened in the top half of the inning, the leadoff batter is on with the single. This time it's Rolling.
And we were just talking about the advantages of those off-speed pitches. That's one of the disadvantages of an off-speed pitch. If somebody is able to get a barrel on it, it's usually one of those weaker hits. Sometimes they pop in as those bloopers that find no man's land, and Carlisle has a base runner now.
Nia Oates at the plate, another left-hander, the center fielder. Good wheel. She shows bunt, pulls back, and a called strike, 0-1. Talked about the speed with Rolling on the base paths with 59 stolen bases. And also see it with Oates. Handles the bat well, batting .483 this season. And 15 stolen bases as well for her. Bunts it towards third base, cutting across and making the throw across the diamond in time is the third baseman, Macy Mills, delivering the strike to Zimmerman for the first out. Sacrifice bunt from Oates moves the runner along, and that'll get a bunch of knuckles as you make your way back to the dugout, doing your job, moving that runner over.
Again, execution is huge, and like both of these offenses can hit hard, but being able to play small ball as well, get runners into scoring position so the big hits can come and push runs across. That's how these teams need to pass the bat.
Olivia Freeman, the number 3 hitter, the shortstop for Carlisle, steps to the plate. She shows bunt, pitch low, and that's going to allow Rolling to easily take third base with the stolen base. Great jump there, and another SB for Chloe Rolling, now 60 stolen bases on the season, and now stands at third base with one away. Definitely changes the complexion now of this at-bat with Freeman at the plate. Third base playing way in. Mills about 25 feet away from home plate. Throw back to third, sliding back in time, just in time. How about that throw from Ellie Doster, the catcher? She came up firing there.
Yeah, they're definitely playing aggressive and being the aggressors here today, and that's the type of fire that we need to see in this game. Again, both are fighting to stay in the winner's bracket, and while it's still a double elimination tournament, not like your season is ending, it's still a lot on the line.
There's a bunt up to the right side. That's going to score the run. Flip gets away from first base. Freeman digs for second and slides in safely. 1-0 Carlisle with the lead, playing small ball as they strike first here in the home half of the first inning. We'll see if they're going to call that officially a hit or an error. It is going to be an error on that throw. So Freeman goes to second base on the throw, and the rolling score 1-0. Execution always big, as you talked about here at the top, Addie.
Yeah, what a way to push the first run across.
And stepping to the plate, the pitcher, Mally Stoner. Off-speed pitch, missing low, 1-0. Scooped nicely there. And the one thing you have to talk about, mentioned that Allstott loves that off-speed pitch. It goes to the changeup and the curveball often, but with a speedy team, gives that bigger jump and more opportunity for stolen bases.
It does. It does increase the time that they have to travel base to base. It also allows the batter to be able to see the ball a little bit longer and be able to square it up and put the bunt down. So again, some advantages, some disadvantages to that off speed, but right now Carlisle is taking advantage of keeping this defense moving, keeping this defense frazzled and off their balance.
So officially that Freeman, it was called an infield single. The error came on the throw that got away. Here's a throw down to third, goes into left field, and digging for home. The throw, not in time, diving in safely is Freeman. It's 2-0 Carlisle as the speed is showing up early for the Wildcats.
And she is fired up. Speed kills, as we're seeing here right now. Keeping defenses off balance. You're going to force errors, and you're going to be able to take more free bases. This is great softball already.
Another error on that one on the throw that got into left field. So 2 errors this inning already for Fort Dodge. Trying to settle in. Changeup catches the belt, and it's 1-2 now to Mally Stoner. Stoner, the pitcher, a future Iowa State Cyclone. Stoner also part of the state champion basketball team, the number of her teammates. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner, and there is the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the ball game as Stoner goes down, and the first K for Aubrey Allstott.
Stoner goes down, strike shot number 2.
2 outs, and Claire Benson will bat now with the bases clear. Benson, the catcher for Carlisle. First pitch swinging over to shortstop. Allstott makes the play in time. 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left on base through an inning of softball. 2-0 Carlisle with the lead. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hey, Frank. Oh, it looks like you spilled some grease.
Grills are multiplying and you need flavor that's bold.
There's nothing left for you to do
But to go to Fairway, your dream for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, you better stake up. Fairway and meat go hand in hand.
This dream is meant for you and me.
Poultry, pork, and beef, your home for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed.
Fairway, it's the one you need.
Back with you live on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, as we get ready for the start of the second inning. Trent Condon alongside Addie Wells as we go to the middle of the order now for Fort Dodge, and the Dodgers looking for a response. 5, 6, 7 due up. Macy Mills, Callie Zimmerman, and Aubrey Allstott due up for the Dodgers, as it'll be Mills up first, the third baseman. Down 2-0 as we go to the second. A great crowd on hand here on both sides. Of course, Fort Dodge playing here at home in the home city at Harlan-Rogers Park. As Mills steps to the plate, another left-hander batting .495 on the year, 4 home runs on the season. Infield playing in tight. First pitch at the knees, missing a touch low, 1-0. Back in this circle again for Carlisle, Mally Stoner. Stoner's put together a nice season on the mound for Carlisle this year. 20-4 record, also has a save out of the bullpen. Right back to the pitcher, and Stoner delivers a strike to first base for the first out. Mills is retired on the ground out, 1 away, and Callie Zimmerman to the plate. Quick conversation happening there. One thing you also notice with Fort Dodge, this is something they do often. Come over, talk about what they saw at the plate. About as good of a communicating team as you're going to find out there.
Yeah, and that communication can go a really long ways. But communicating on the field, communicating between batters, explaining exactly what the umpire zone is looking like, exactly what the pitch is looking like as it's coming in, whether it seems faster out of the hand, a little bit slower out of the hand. It's all going to allow them to make in-game adjustments and allow them to string hits together and push runs across.
1-0 as the pitch misses low and away. Callie Zimmerman trying to get things jump-started for Fort Dodge. A leadoff single by Hope Allstott, the only hit so far for the Dodgers as they work against Stoner. She's ready with the 1-0. Splits the plate with the fastball, and it's 1-1. Zimmerman came into the state tournament batting .374 on the year. Defense playing basically straight up. Center field shifted a touch over to the left side. Back up the middle. There's a base knock for Callie Zimmerman. Another single for the Dodgers with 1 away. They try to get something started here in their half of the second inning. That'll bring Aubrey Allstott to the plate.
We've seen Stoner continue to pump that outside corner against this Fort Dodge defense or offense. Again, if they get the power going, if they start pulling things, it's going to be dangerous. But Stoner is able to keep things on the ground so far. That one snuck through the middle, and that was a good job by Zimmerman, still being able to go with it enough to get it through the infield.
Allstott batting .382 this season, the sophomore. First pitch misses in, 1-0. 26 hits this year. How about in 68 at-bats, just 2 strikeouts all year for Aubrey Allstott.
Yeah, that's very, very impressive. Hand-eye coordination is definitely showing up for her.
Zimmerman works over at first base, grounded towards second, flipped to second for 1. The relay in time, double play, 4-6-3 twin killing, and Carlisle gets out of it. Through 1.5, 2-0 lead for Carlisle. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Trent Condon alongside Addie Wells back with you on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, as we get ready for the home half of the second inning. Stella Bowman will lead things off for Carlisle as they have a 2-0 lead here. And you saw that fire right away from that Carlisle team. They are pumped up and excited to be here. And though, as you mentioned early, Addie, both these teams, regardless of what happens, the tournament's not over in this double elimination format. You know, if you drop this one, you're going to have to potentially play 3 games tomorrow. Just shows you the importance of this game and getting a victory.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot more work to work back to the semifinals, to work back to the finals if you fall into that loser's bracket. It's not impossible, but again, winner's bracket has an advantage there in that sense, and that's what's on the line right now.
So I'm trying to get a term to grow. I like the positivity. Mm-hmm. We don't like to call it, at least when I'm coaching softball, loser's bracket. It's a bracket of opportunity. Do you like the phrasing?
I like that.
Yeah, bracket of not a loser's bracket, not even a consolation bracket.
Or an elimination bracket.
Right,
it's just
right.
Opportunity.
Bracket of opportunity. I'm going to see if we can get this thing to grow. You going to help me out?
I will.
2-0 lead for Carlisle, and shot over to the right side, into right field, coming up throwing, but not in time. It'll be a single for Estella Bowman. Hustled up the line there, and well, you see it happen a ton. Those shots to right field, but quick up the line for Bowman. She gets the single, 3rd hit of the day for Carlisle.
Yeah, I love the thought out there from Meyer in right field, coming up, firing, trying to get that out at first in case Bowman were to get a little bit lackadaisical and maybe trot that out. But again, good job by both parties to play that out.
Ellis Smith to the plate now for Carlisle. Bunts to 3rd. That'll remove the runner. Low throw, gobbled up, throw back to 2nd. But a sacrifice for Ellis Smith. Ellis Smith had one of the hardest hit home runs I have seen on a softball field yesterday, and yet coach says this time we're not swinging away. We're playing the small ball, moving that runner over.
Yeah, she's definitely a threat in multiple facets for Carlisle, being able to play long ball, play small ball. Ellis Smith is a true athlete.
Mira Heidemann steps in next for the Wildcats. She shows bunt, pulls it back. Good lead over at second base for Bowman. Talked about some of the speed on the base pass for this squad this year. 4 stolen bases this year for Estella Bowman, the freshman first baseman. And Heidemann at the plate. 1-0. Called strike on the inner half, and it's 1-1 now to Mira Heidemann. Heidemann batting .289 coming into the state tournament this year with 28 hits. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike as Allstott's ready in the circle. Tapper over towards second base, high up, and right over for the play at first base. That is a friendly one to Emerson Lara. That's great as a second baseman. You get that one, you get the high up, make it easy, and make the easy play for the second out.
Bounces right up to your chest. Yeah, those are nice. And we've seen the dirt throw some people off, some people anticipating a bounce, and the dirt just throws the ball in an unexpected way. But sometimes it's nice to you, and it plays pretty easy.
Rosie Hempstead will stand in next for Carlisle, trying to push that run across, as Bowman did advance over to third base on the ground out from Heidemann. Conversation over on the side as Coach Flaws talking things over with the squad. Jim Flaws, an incredible career in his 40th season with Carlisle, 43rd overall. Went over 1,300 career victories earlier this season and over 1,200 wins with Carlisle. 2 outs for Hempstead as Allstott is ready. Goes off speed with the first pitch. Didn't get the call, 1-0. Rosie Hempstead wearing number 20, a sophomore, batting .412 on the year. The 1-0. Off speed again. That one catches the plate, and it's 1-1. So again, Allstott mixing in that changeup, and it's not your typical changeup. I mean, that difference, you're talking 12, 13 mile an hour difference. Really got to keep your weight back as a batter as a pitch misses low.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to square that up, but sometimes if you have just enough time, you're able to reset. Even if it catches you early, you have enough time to reset and get a decent barrel on it. So Allstott's, again, got to find that good balance of still attacking these Carlisle hitters, but also keeping them off balance with the off speed.
The 2-1. Back to the changeup, grounded up the middle. That finds its way through. It's a base hit and an RBI for Rosie Hempstead as the designated player delivers and makes it 3-0 Carlisle.
RBI single by
And that's one of those instances where you see it, you see the off speed, and you're able to get just enough of the barrel on it, again, to push it up through the middle and push a run in.
2 in the first, 1 here in the second for Carlisle. We go back to the top of the order, and Chloe Rolling. Rolling 1 for 1. Singled, stole a base. As she taps this one foul on the bunt attempt. Scored the first run of the game. Carlisle in the white uniforms with the red pinstripes, red numbers and letters, and the yellow gold trim. 0-1 the count, 2 Rolling. Pitch misses up, 1-1. Talked about the numbers for Rolling at the top. Came in batting over 500 on the year. And at the top of this lineup, 543. Chokes up on that bat. 1-1. Oh, great play over at third. From her knees, delivers in time. Macy Mills with a web gem. And the Dodgers get out of the jam. 1 run on 2 hits, a runner left on base through 2 complete. Carlisle 3, Fort Dodge 0. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
We go to the top of the 3rd inning here in Fort Dodge. You're live on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, as it'll be the Dodgers' Meg Marsh to lead it off. Marsh, the left fielder, watches the first pitch on the inside half, a called strike. 0-1. Marsh for Fort Dodge trying to get a bit of a rally going. They've had singles in the first 2 innings, but haven't been able to do much out of that, including last inning that ended in a double play. Tap foul, 0-2. Marsh, a freshman, batting .341 on the season. Showed a little pop this year as well. 3 home runs for her. Count 0-2. Now way ahead is Mally Stoner, as Stoner comes to the plate. Hits a spot, but it was set up outside. Good 0-2 pitch, 1-2 now.
Yeah, we've definitely seen Stoner kind of settle in a little bit within these first couple innings, know that her offense has her back, so she's able to pitch a little bit more free and allow her defense to do some work as well.
Got the Carlisle students over on the third base side, and the students all standing up. Adding a little bit of extra environment over there. Cheering on the Wildcats. 2-2 the count as the pitch just missed. Marsh for Fort Dodge to begin the 3rd inning, down by 3. 3 runs on 4 hits for Carlisle. Pitch inside corner, called strike 3. Froze her with the fastball and gets the strikeout. First K of the day for Mally Stoner.
We don't see Stoner come inside a lot, and that seemed to freeze Marsh there in the box, but that was a great pitcher's pitch. 2-2 count, and she's able to secure an out.
Emerson Lara stands in for the Dodgers, the number 9 hitter. Playing second base, made the play defensively back a half inning ago. Fastball and the strike. We'll talk about the wind blowing in compared to going out yesterday, and feels like it's making a little bit of difference for Stoner after watching her. She's got a little bit more pop to that fastball than she did yesterday.
Absolutely. The wind can affect balls in the air, but it can also affect the pitching. Sometimes it's also just a slight mentality thing. If you know the wind's behind you, you have a little bit more urgency in your step maybe. But yeah, she seems to be feeling good and throwing pretty hard.
1-1 the count to Lara. Top of the order waiting on deck with Hope Allstott for Fort Dodge. The 1-1. Fastball missing away. And it's 2-1 now to Lara. Lara on the season. Put together a nice season, batting .352 for the freshman. 31 hits on the season coming into the state tournament. 3 doubles and a triple. Inside corner called strike, 2-2. And we've seen it a couple of times now this inning as Stoner is starting to take advantage now of the inside half of the plate.
Yeah, the scouts seem to be for both teams that pitches were going to throw off outside to try and limit the power behind the cuts.
Ground ball right back to the pitcher, and what a play by Stoner. Flip that glove out there, nonchalant, fires it to first for the second out.
Sometimes those just instant reactions are some of the best plays. You don't have to think too much. That's why I like the hot corner anyways. You just let the glove do the work.
No time to think. Just make the play and make it quick, and that was the case there for Mally Stoner. Top of the order now for Fort Dodge as Hope Allstott comes to the plate. Singled, left stranded at second back to begin the ball game. Allstott batting .432, coming into the state tournament. And takes a little bit of time here. Resets herself. And maybe just trying to throw off the timing a little bit of Mally Stoner, who's really settled in. Pitch misses low, 1-0. Allstott. 2 Allstotts in the lineup, the shortstop and the pitcher. Hope, the shortstop, and Aubrey, the pitcher. Hope, a junior. 3 home runs this year, 15 doubles. This one fisted out to right field. Couple of steps over to make the play in right field. Is rolling and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down goes Fort Dodge in their half of the third inning. 3-0 Carlisle with the lead as we come back. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Here with you live on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. We get started here in the bottom of the third. Carlisle leading 3-0. As sole title sponsor of the Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. Anaya Oates will lead it off for Carlisle, the number 2 hitter, 2-3-4 due up for the Wildcats in the bottom of the third. The center fielder sacrificed her first time up. No official at bat. First pitch called strike, 0-1. Speed all over the place for this Carlisle squad. Up and down the lineup. They have shown it throughout the course of this season. This one down the left field line. That slices in for a hit. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Oates digging for second. Now making the turn for third. And she will slide in safely. A triple for Anaya Oates to begin the third. Oates going the other way, the lefty stick there, and snuck it past the left fielder who dove after it, Meg Marsh, but couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, that was a beautiful piece of hitting. We've seen both of these pitchers work the outside corner, and she completely barreled it, went with it, up the left field line, right past Marsh out there and left.
Quick conversation out on the mound as head coach Andy Adams comes out, talking with her squad. Andy Adams, one of the premier coaches here in the state of Iowa, so much success throughout the years in her 25th year with Fort Dodge. 837 victories now after the win yesterday at Fort Dodge, and 890 in her career. Brings the infield in. The outfielders also talking things over. Already down 3-0. Is this a time where you're bringing the infield in and trying to stop that runner at third? And looks like they are going to play in here, Addie.
Again, we've got to note the Carlisle's ability to put balls on the ground, play small ball, run the bases, put pressure on the defense. Fort Dodge is definitely trying to anticipate some of that.
Olivia Freeman at the plate, the number 3 hitter, showing bunt, pulls it back. Had a called strike, 0-1. Freeman a single, a stolen base, and a run scored back in the first inning. Carlisle looking to build on a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the third. Both teams 1-0 here in this double elimination tournament. Pitch upstairs, 1-1. Freeman really impressed by her defensively. Haven't seen anything yet from her on the defensive side. Swung a good stick as well yesterday for Carlisle in their victory. A tight one over their conference mate, North Polk. There's a bunt over towards the second baseman. Flips to first for one. Here comes the throw. Not in time. It'll be a sack there, scoring the run. The safety squeeze that time, not the full suicide squeeze. Waited for the throw. Freeman brings in the run and makes it 4-0 Carlisle.
That was great base running from Oates as well. She got just far enough off to be able to keep her momentum going forward. Break for home once she saw the throw was going to one, and she's in there easily, sliding straight into the bag.
Again, showing the speed of Carlisle on that one. There's some teams, when you have that bunt on the safety squeeze, don't have the wheels to get it done, but certainly showed it there from Anaya Oates. Waited for the throw and was able to deliver another run for Carlisle, 4-0. Mallie Stoner stands in at 0-1. Fastball catches the edge, 0-2 now. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. Stoner at the plate for Carlisle. On the year, batting .368 this year. A couple of home runs and 9 doubles. Outside 1-2. Stoner, the senior, signed with Iowa State. For that Cyclone program's had a lot of success here recently. Ground ball over to third. Gobbled up there. Throw over across the diamond for Macy Mills. Mills had a nice game defensively over at third base, 4-4 Dodge, and gets the second out.
Now batting catcher Claire Benson.
Yeah, doing the little things right is what's going to allow both of these defenses to stay in this game.
Trying to get through this one after giving up the lead-off triple in a single run is Fort Dodge. Start with the changeup, missing low, 1-0 to Claire Benson. Benson 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop to end the first inning. Benson, the catchers, put together a great season herself. The junior, batting .316. This one popped up to the left side and out of play. Count goes even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Definitely seen Aubrey Allstott start to settle in here a little bit more, feeling more confident with that fastball. Used the changeup a bunch early on. Back ready with the 1-1. Back to the fastball, tap foul. And running all the way to first base before retreating back. That is a Carlisle staple as well. Foul ball, no, you don't see it foul. You run all the way to first base. And Coach Flaws, something that's been part of his program for a number of years. Wonder if there was one incident that led to that.
Oh, yes, there absolutely was. There absolutely was.
And I'm sure Coach Flaws could tell us exactly what it was. Basketball outside, 2-2. Those coaches have quite the memory.
They do. But it makes for some good traditions.
Absolutely. Carlisle certainly has that in their 23rd state tournament appearance under Coach Flaws. 2-2. Popped up to the right side into foul ground. There to make the play is the first baseman Zimmerman for the final out. Not before Carlisle puts up one run on one hit. Nobody left on base. Through 3 complete. Carlisle 4. Fort Dodge nothing. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Welcome back once again to Fort Dodge. 4-0 lead for Carlisle over the Dodgers as we go to the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Taryn Rippentrop, Ellie Doster, and Grace Nichols due up for Fort Dodge. And though we're just in the 4th inning, this game's been moving along. You start to think at minimum here. You want to push something across, get a little bit of momentum going here for Fort Dodge as they've struggled against Malley Stoner.
Yeah, again, in these moments, sometimes teams want to press to push one across. It's important that you stay within yourself. Fort Dodge is a great hitting team. We saw the stats. We've seen them play. We know that they have an edge here. They have power. They're also able to play small ball the way that Carlisle has been. So, again, it's remaining in control of what you know how to do and playing your game.
Called strike to begin things to Taryn Rippentrot for the Dodgers. Rippentrot was called out on a sacrifice bunt attempt as she was out of the batter's box in her first plate opportunity. 0 for 1 on the day, the 0-1 from Stoner. Outside corner and a called strike 0-2. And that's a good way to combat those slap hitters is go on that outside edge. A little bit more difficult out there when you're moving in the box. Now Rippentrop digs back in. Infield playing in against the slap-hitting Taryn Rippentrop, the center fielder. Center field shaded over to the left center field gap. Missing outside with the fastball 1-2. Rippentrop this season batting .485, 38 RBI on the year as well.
We see Carlisle, the outfield, kind of favoring the left side of the grass out there, knowing that she's able to poke things through the 5-6 hole pretty frequently.
That one misses low, skipped in front of the plate. Blocked nicely by Claire Benson. Defensively for Carlisle, across the infield, left to right, Ella Smith, Olivia Freeman, Mira Heidemann, and at first base, Estella Bowman. Tap that one, got just a piece of it to stay alive. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Across the outfield defensively for Carlisle. In left field, Eganor. Your center fielder, Anaya Oates. And in right field, Chloe Rolling. Rippentrop back ready, looking out at the 2-2. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the mitt for the strikeout. Coming up firing anyway was Claire Benson. Want to make sure that one gets the strikeout and the second K of the day.
Yeah, sometimes catchers know when it grazes the dirt before it gets to their glove, and they ensure that out. And umpires don't always catch it, but Again, Carlisle, name of the game, better to be safe than sorry.
2 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed so far for Mally Stoner as Ellie Doster comes up next. First pitch swinging, rips it into center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Digging for second. The throw, diving in safely. And a double and an extra base hit for Ellie Doster. Extra base hits in today's game are brought to you by Channel Seeds. The enhanced Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise.
That was a great swing there from Doster there. She put her full body into that, allowing her hips to come through, hands to come through. Stoner maybe left it a little bit hardy over the plate, but again, it was a good pitch. It was an even better swing.
And aggressive early in the count there. Came up there swinging on the first pitch. And as Stoner has been so settled in, maybe that's a part of the change in the game plan now. Hey, we need to be a little bit more aggressive because Stoner's been all around the plate.
Yeah, pitchers, it's crucial to try and get up early in the count. Attack the zone early. You don't want to fall behind and have to play catch up. So if teams can consider that mindset that the opponent might have, it's better to attack early, knowing that that might be one of the best pitches you see in your at-bat, one of the ones that's guaranteed to be something you can barrel.
Third hit of the ball game for Fort Dodge, their first extra base hit. 2 singles, and now the double from Doster. Here's Grace Nichols, the designated player.
Running at second base for
We'll get a courtesy runner
number 10, Brooke Gilliland.
as Brooke Gilliland, the freshman, will do the running.
Grace Nichols at the plate. for Fort
Gilliland yesterday was hit for leaving the base early. And this one knocked foul. Gonna guess that's not gonna be the case here on this one. Though talking to the Fort Dodge coaching staff, they disagreed with that call, including first base coach Nick Vinson.
Yeah, it's hard to make those calls, and you got to give credit to the umpires. They're watching a lot of tiny things throughout a very long game, and yesterday in the heat as well. Some things may be a little hazy, but it's better to be aggressive off the bases. I honestly I like playing with that aggressive mindset, trying to be early, consider early on time, and on time is late. So I think the risk and reward over that definitely is worth it.
On the season, 7 stolen bases for Gilliland, used mostly as a runner this year, just 6 at-bats. 0-2 as Grace Nichols wasn't able to hold up her swing. Runner at second with 1 out. The 0-2. Missed just up, and it's 1-2. Another good pitch there, and 0-2 for Stoner. She has been outstanding so far for Carlisle. Wildcats 34-5 on the year, the number 2 seed. Fort Dodge 39-4 this year, the number 3 seed. Home plate umpire looking over. Has something to say. Coach Flaws now looking for an explanation. Not sure exactly what's happening down there. But we're about ready for live action once again after the quick conversation. 2-2 the count. Nichols shows that bunt with 2 strikes. Now pulls back. Pops it to the left side, hangs up in the infield, and there to make the play, the shortstop, Olivia Freeman, for the second out. Gets the pop out. Freeman battling the wind just a little bit as it is blowing in. And Macy Mills now will get an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. Mills grounded out back to the pitcher, back to begin the second inning. Mills batting .495 this year. Taps this one behind third base. That'll skip in for a hit. Making the turn and scoring, standing up from second base. Throw into second. Not in time. Right spot, right time. Macy Mills delivers, and the Dodgers are on the board. It's 4-1.
That is such a tough play for Smith or Freeman at third and shortstop to try and make. That was great placement from Wills. Just blooped it in there. Great aggressive 2-out base running from Doster. Or, excuse me, the courtesy runner.
The courtesy runner, yes. Brooklyn and Gilliland came in to score on that one. Got a good jump with the 2 strikes, and a little discombobulation over there at third. Nearly ran into the third baseman who had went diving for that ball. The shortstop also behind Freeman was after that one. Well-placed ball, and the hit gets Fort Dodge on the board, 4-1.
And that might be just enough to spark a little bit of a momentum shift here for the Dodgers.
Callie Zimmerman at the plate, another left-hander for Fort Dodge. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Zimmerman with 43 hits on the season, batting .374. A little bit of pop as well. She's got 3 home runs, 6 doubles, and 2 triples out of her hits this season. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike as Mally Stoner comes to the plate. Ground ball over to second base. Heidemann with the throw in time, and the side is retired. Fort Dodge gets on the board, though. 1 run on 2 hits, a runner left on. We go to the home half of the 4th inning. 4-1, Carlisle with the lead. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Looks like another perfect day to get out there and enjoy the summer.
Oh, before she gets in the car, it's easy to choose.
Iowa State Fair, August 13th through the 23rd.
Back with you once again in Fort Dodge as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Carlisle back to the plate, leading 4-1 here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Quick conversation out there, and a mini momentum burst for Fort Dodge. Now looking for that quick inning defensively, 1-2-3.
Yeah, we've talked about Fort Dodge's communication between batters and on the field a little bit. I love their connection. I love how often they come together as a group with coach as well. But they do a good job at settling in, taking breaths when they need to, connecting with their teammates and remembering that they're all on the same team here. They've just got to continue playing their game.
Back out for another inning of work. It'll be Aubrey Allstott, and goes with the changeup to start the inning, 0-1. The plate, Estella Bowman singled, scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Let it off with a single, looking to do the same here. 0-1 the count as Bowman digs in. Bowman, Smith, Heidemann due up for Carlisle in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading 4-1. Fastball on the outside corner and a called strike, 0-2. Allstott again settling in here nicely. Carlisle, though, has been able to figure out 2 runs in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, now batting in the 4th. Change up popped over to shortstop there to make the play. The other Allstott, that's Hope. The shortstop makes the play for the first out here in the home half of the 4th inning.
That's a big out right there for the Dodgers. That's the first time that they've been able to retire the lead runner against this Carlisle offense, especially after putting 1 run up in the last half inning. That is going to help them continue to keep some of the momentum they've gained.
Here's Ella Smith. Mentioned yesterday, change up and a strike, 0-1. Smith hit an absolute rocket out past the trees in left center field. And one of the hardest hit balls you're going to find here in this Class 4A field. Now batting with nobody on. Pitch just at the knees, a called strike, 0-2.
Yeah, Ella Smith will be attending Wartburg, playing softball, joining me up in Waverly. And after she hit that home run, I was like, I'm glad she's on my team.
Swing and a miss, strike three. The changeup again, and the K for Aubrey Allstott. Her second strikeout of the ball game, and that changeup is working. Got the batters fooled that time, well out in front. Got the pop up on it. Allstott at 1.86 ERA coming into the state tournament. Opponents batting 181 against her this year, the sophomore for Fort Dodge. Goes back off speed. And it's 0-1.
I love how she's continued to remain confident in that off-speed pitch. We saw Carlisle kind of get a good handle on it in the first 3 innings, but again, knowing that her offense has been able to push one across, having the trust that they'll be able to push more across, Allstott is continuing to know her stuff works and continuing to throw it with confidence.
Carlisle state champions back in 2024 were upset a year ago in the regional by Pella. A 1 year absent as Jim Flaws brings Heidemann over there, maybe just to throw Allstott a little bit out of the groove that she's found herself in. And time's going to be called again by Heidemann. 0-1 the count, as Allstott comes already on the circle. Fastball slapped out to the right side, out of play. And quickly 0-2 now to Heidemann. Heidemann grounded out to second base in her first plate opportunity, 0-1 today. Her second time up for the Wildcats as they lead it 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Ground ball too short. Allstott with the throw, delivers in time for the putout. 3 up, 3 down, go the Wildcats. As we played for Carlisle, a 4-1 lead over Fort Dodge, Trencon, and Addie Wells. Glad to have you aboard with us. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
7-8-9 due up for Fort Dodge as we begin the 5th inning. Carlisle with a 4-1 lead over the Dodgers. It'll be Aubrey Allstott, Meg Marsh, and Emerson Lara due up for the Dodgers. Back to the circle again is Stoner. Splits the plate with the fastball, 0-1. Defense shifting around a little bit. Started in, now taking a couple of steps back up the middle. Center field shaded over towards the right side. Stoner has been able to pick up the pace on that fastball here today. Slow roller over to first base there to make the play. Estella Bowman, an easy one at first base. And there's quickly 1 out for the Dodgers.
We see the Dodgers starting to swing a little bit more than they are, trying to show bunt here, and the Carlisle defense is adjusting to that. And again, we haven't seen all of the big hits come through yet. They were able to push one across in the last inning, but the Dodgers just need to settle in here and trust that their bats will come through.
Carlisle with 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error defensively. Pitch misses in, 1-0. Fort Dodge, 1 run on 4 hits, 2 errors on the defensive side of the field. 1-0 the count to Meg Marsh. Marsh 0 for 1, struck out looking on an inside fastball. This one popped up to the right side, and that'll scoot out of play, 0-2. Mallie Stoner's been outstanding here today on the circle for the Carlisle Wildcats. Giving up just the single tally so far. 4 hits allowed, couple of strikeouts. As she goes back to work with the count 1-1. Called strike 1 and 2. Defense again shaded over in center field, out towards right center field with Marsh. Left fielder playing it back more towards the left center field gap. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another K for Mallie Stoner as she gets Marsh for the second time here today. And the 3rd strikeout of the ballgame.
Stoner is doing a fabulous job at using the umpire zone to her advantage. It looks a little bit wider from our point of view. Again, not entirely sure what it looks like down there, but Stoner is definitely painting those corners well and using that to her advantage.
That'll be Emerson Lara next for Fort Dodge. First pitch back to the fastball and a strike 0-1. She is in a groove right now in the circle. Mallie Stoner feeling comfortable. And the count sits at 0-1. Ground ball left side, and that'll be an infield single as it bounces off the glove of Freeman on the diving attempt. A single for Lara, back to the top of the order now in Hope Allstott.
Yeah, I thought that hit was going to get through all the way to left field, but Freeman did a nice job knocking that down. That's a tough play to make, but that's a good barrel there from Lara.
And even if Freeman would have come up with that cleanly, I don't know if she would have had the time. That was deep in the hole to get her. An infield single for Lara. Top of the order, Allstott, 1 for 2. Now, big opportunity here as Fort Dodge trailing by 3. Tries to get something going. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Allstott batting .432 coming into the state tournament. 3 home runs on the year. Second on the team with 15 doubles and a team leading 9 triples. At the top of the order for the Dodgers. Knocks this one back to the net, 0-2. Yeah, I mentioned the angle up here. Years past, we were right down there on the field. Like the nice accommodations up here, though, in the press box, including all the snacks that the guys bring. Got the hookup over there.
Yeah, there's a nice stash up here.
0-2. On with the fastball. Allstott able to hold up her swing, 1-2. Anaya Oates waiting on deck. Would love an opportunity to bat here in the bottom of the inning. Bottom of the 5th. Top of the 5th, excuse me. As this one's drilled out to right field, got some carry to it. Long run, it's over the head. A run will score. Allstott going for 3rd, dives in safely. Her 10th triple of the year, an RBI triple, and it's 4-2. Dodgers within a pair. We talked about the breeze blowing in there, and Allstott just powered through the breeze on that one.
Yeah, she sent that thing flying. I really wasn't sure when it was going to come down. But what a way to burn rolling out in right field and push another run across for this Dodger offense. That was huge with 2 outs.
And an RBI opportunity now for Taryn Rippentrott. As time is called, infield's going to come together and going to have a conversation out there on the mound as Jim Flaws, the head coach, going to come out, talk things over with his infield. The outfielders get together also. Rippentrott is officially 0 for 2, was called out on a bunt attempt back in the first inning as she had a foot out of the box on that one. Home plate umpire came up with that call right away on that and then struck out back in the 4th. Fort Dodge hanging around here a little bit, 4-2. And those momentum swings, you can definitely feel them. You know, the analytical people say that's not real. You watch the sport, you broadcast the sport, you enjoy the sport, you play the sport, you know that momentum is a real thing.
Momentum is definitely a real thing. It definitely has influence on the game and the players on the field. on the coaches, on the umpires. It makes a difference. It does. And if you're Carlisle right now, you need to take some of that momentum back. You need to get this next out. I would attack Rippentrop. Again, she's 0 for 2 this game. Continue to attack the zone. You just gave up a big hit, a run, but you still have a 2-run lead here. You gotta keep attacking the Fort Dodge offense.
Rippentrop, a slap hitter up there on the left side of the plate, trying to find a hole in this Carlisle defense. Outfield playing well in with the wind blowing in. The 0-1. Foul tip. And now 0-2. Mally Stoner trying to come up with one more big strike. Home plate umpire going to take a little time. Not just cleaning off the plate, but looked like he was kind of taking a look there at that front of the box as we talked about from earlier. Rippentrop takes those long strides up there, getting to the front of the box. Count 0-2. And just got a piece again to stay alive. Waiting on deck, Ellie Doster, who set a record 71 RBI on the year. All-time leader in RBIs in a season for Fort Dodge. This one knuckled foul off the handle of the bat. So Rippentrop staying alive, hanging around.
Again, credit to Stoner, though. She's been attacking Rippentrop. Just gave up a big hit, gave up a run, but she's still coming and attacking the zone right away.
Still 0-2, Mally Stoner from the mound, ready with the pitch. Back up the middle, Stoner is there with it, snags it, fires it, and gets out of the inning. One more play to go by Fort Dodge as we'll go to the bottom of the fifth. 4-2 lead for Carlisle when we come back. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Thanks again to Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament as sole title sponsor of Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the field and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. We move on here to the bottom of the fifth inning. 4-2 our score. Both these teams 1-0 in this double elimination bracket. Fort Dodge, though, down 4-0 earlier. Single run plated in both the fourth and the fifth. Right back into the game, leading things off for Carlisle to be Rosie Hempstead. Hempstead batting .459 this year with a couple of home runs. As she bats out of the number 9 spot, singled back in the second inning in her first plate appearance. First pitch, and Allstott gets the call, 0-1. Hempstead rolling oats due up for Carlisle in the bottom of the fifth inning. Leading by 2 and a pitch. Downstairs, 1-1. Winner of this one will play tomorrow at 2:45. Winner falls and will play tomorrow morning at 10:15. 2-1 the count to Rosie Hempstead, the designated player, hitting in place of the left fielder, Alyssa Eganor. Pitch at the knees, a called strike, 2-2. Carlisle with a 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third for their 4 runs. Fort Dodge with single tallies in the 4th and the 5th, then a strike 3 as Hempstead goes down. Another K for Aubrey Allstott.
We talked about how Mally Stoner is using that slightly wider zone to her advantage. Now we're seeing Allstott implement that as well for the Dodgers. Continuing to expand the zone, start outside on the corner, get up early in the count, and then continue to push, challenge that pitch outside even more.
Top of the order rolling to the plate, pops it up over on the left side. There to make the play, Hope Allstott. Quickly 2 outs as she was able to retreat back, playing in against the lefty swing and rolling, but gets the put out for the second out. 2 away, it'll be Anaya Oates. Oates officially 1 for 1, had a sacrifice back in the first inning and then a triple to lead off the third. She scored a run on the safety squeeze as Freeman brought her in. 0-1 the count to Anaya Oates, the center fielder. Another left-hander up tight on the plate. Went outside and misses 1-1. Bottom of the 5th, scheduled for 7 here in Class 4A at Channel Seed Field. Here in Fort Dodge, all 5 classes continuing here today. That one off the elbow. And Oates will take first base. Our first hit by pitch of the ball game. And Oates, she's not one of those players that's got, all the extra shoulder pad, elbow pad, everything along with it. She just actually took it off the skin.
Yeah, some people find those accessories helpful. Some people find those accessories fun. But again, I like the bruises. I like the scrapes that show up, just taking it straight on the body. But again, no shade to anybody who needs it. It hurts. It hurts. It may look pretty afterwards, but it doesn't feel good.
Quick conversation on the mound as Andy Adams comes out, talks things over with her Dodgers. Looks like talking mostly with the infield, but going through some defensive assignments. And we talked about the speed at the top here, Addie, with this Carlisle team. You always have to be cognizant of that as they got speedsters up and down this lineup. Oates, another one of them, their center fielder, as Oates this season has 15 stolen bases this year.
Yeah, the team as a whole, the best base running team in 4A. Fort Dodge has to anticipate that, has to plan ahead for that. And again, do the little things right here. You've got to take care of the ball. You got to apply effective tags. You've got to still focus on the batter as well.
Back ready once again for live action as Aubrey Allstott, after the conversation, comes back to the circle. She'll work against Olivia Freeman. Freeman pulls back the bat. And 1-0. Freeman a single, stolen base, and a run scored back in the first inning. Then a sacrifice RBI on that safety squeeze we mentioned earlier. Big ball game continues for the shortstop. Pulls back the bat that time, though, a called strike, 1-1. Freeman all the way up to the front of the batter's box now. On the right side, the 1-1. Upstairs, stolen base attempt. Throw goes into center field. Nicely covered up there by the center fielder, Rippentrop. Or that thing could have been a run scored.
Yeah, that definitely could have been detrimental.
Great jump over there on the stolen base for Anaya Oates. She was chugging into second, and Rippentrop looked like it maybe took a skip on her. Came up a little bit quicker than she was anticipated, but smothers it and keeps it in front. Keeps that runner at second base. 2-1 the count. Change up, lifted into short right field. Charging in to make the play is the right fielder Meyer for the final out. No runs on one hit, a runner left on as we played 5 complete. Carlisle 4, Fort Dodge 2. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. Carlisle a 4-2 lead over Fort Dodge. The Dodgers coming to the plate. Ellie Doster, Grace Nichols, and Macy Mills due up for Fort Dodge to begin the 6th inning. The heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 due up here. Doster to get it started. As mentioned earlier, 71 ribbies coming into the state tournament, setting a record, and a record for not just any program, but a proud Fort Dodge program. Certainly says a lot. 17 state tournament appearances for Andy Adams. 16 here at Fort Dodge. A lot of successes throughout the years, and Doster in the RBI season total leads the way as she watches the first one at the plate, 0-1. Doster, the catcher, a double in the 4th inning. Courtesy runner for her came around to score. This one driven out to right center field. That one has found the wall. Doster makes the big turn. She's going to stay right there. Ball gets away for a moment. Now she's going to try for second, and she will flop in there safe. A single, and then take second on the throw for Ellie Doster. And again, igniting this offense for Fort Dodge.
That was textbook base running right there. She rounded hard, anticipating going to second. I almost thought she was just going to full send it. Oatson rolling out in center and right, did a great job of getting to that ball quickly, getting it in quickly. They definitely had a shot at second, but a great job to turn around, know that nobody else was around first base, nobody else was covering that. She had all the time in the world to get back, but to still keep her head forward, recognize that the throw got away from Freeman there at second, and to still take that extra bag.
Courtesy runner Brooklyn Gillian now back in as she scored the run earlier, the first run of the ball game. Coming in for Doster as the courtesy runner. High school level, courtesy runners allowed for the pitcher and the catcher. Does not count as a substitution. Pitch on the outside corner. Catches the plate, 0-1. Grace Nichols 0 for 2. Grounded out to third, her first time up, and then popped up to shortstop. RBI opportunity for Grace Nichols, the tall designated player. Offered at that one. Get a check, I believe, with the third base umpire. Yes, she did. Good call up there at third, 0-2, and good work by the umpires working together on that.
Yeah, again, they're trying to watch a lot of different things at once. The umpires are the best at what they do here at the state tournament, and did a great job utilizing each other's perspectives.
0-2 now, the count. Missing outside, 1-2 from Mally Stoner, out for her 6th inning of work on the mound. 7 hits now in the ball game for Fort Dodge, trailing by 2, top of the 6th. Grace Nichols shows bunt, pulls it back, slaps it into the left field, a base knock. They'll send the runner. She will score easily. An RBI single for Grace Nichols, and the Dodgers are back within 1.
I love Nichols' two-strike approach. You mentioned how she kind of shows bunt there, and that's not necessarily to try and trick the defense or put a bunt down, but rather it gets your eyes more in front of the zone. It helps you see the ball a little bit better, helps you make connection, hand to eye, hand to ball here. And it paid off in this instance. You know, she was 0 for 2 throughout this game, and finally she was able to make solid contact and push another crucial run across for the Dodgers.
Coach Flaws comes out to talk things over with his infield. And over on the other side, conversation happening with Macy Mills, who's coming to the plate. Also on deck, Callie Zimmerman's over there. And over from first base is Grace Nichols, though I believe with the flex position, I think that's a Meyer that's going to come in and do the running. Yes, it is. So Milena Meyer, who is the flex player with the designated player Nichols. So Meyer will do the running. Another one of the quirks of that flex rule where, again, that does not count as a substitution. Flex player allowed to come in then. And she will do the running for Nichols at first base. Macy Mills steps in. It is a one-run game. First pitch swinging down the line, but just foul. Mills 1 for 2, a single and an RBI back in the fourth inning. Grounded out to the pitcher in the second. Fort Dodge now up to 8 hits in the ball game. They started to time up a little bit better. Mally Stoner. 0-1 the count to Macy Mills. Foul again. Went over in that coaching box, and Coach Adams had to hop out of the way.
A lot of balls going down that left side, left field line. And credit to Stoner for continuing to pump that outside corner.
Well, 0-2, she's been hitting her spot, usually outside. This time asking for it high. This is low and away, 1-2. Battery mate back behind the plate. Claire Benson, who's done a good job back behind there. 1-2 the count. With Meyer on the base paths now for Fort Dodge. She represents the tying run. Upstairs, 2-2. Meyer this season on the base pass. Does not have a stolen base this year. 2-2. Mills turns. Faces now, pulls back. Back off the middle, off the shin of the pitcher to third base. The throw not in time. It'll be an infield single. Mally Stoner took a rocket off her shin. I'm going to guess they're going to take a little time and check on her. As time is called. 2 on. Still nobody out for Fort Dodge here in the 6th. 3 consecutive singles as they go out and check on Mally Stoner. Now, I do not believe this will count as a conversation with the coach. This does not count as because of the injury or potential injury.
Yeah, those are tough to take as a pitcher. Little time to react. We've mentioned that, and sometimes you can't get the glove there in time. And nice job by Smith to try and stick with it, try to get an out of that situation. Just a tough break there.
Well, very well could be a substitution. It looks like Estella Bowman is getting her towel, and she might be coming in here to pitch. She's made 19 appearances this season, a 1.37 ERA. And that might be it for Mally Stoner, a future Iowa State Cyclone. And if it is, it'll be a change and a substitution. Brought to you by IMT. Substitutions and pitching changes in today's game are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, tell you a little bit more about the new pitcher, Estella Bowman, when we come back here on the Girls Union Network.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Back ready in the new pitcher in the game, Estella Bowman. The starting pitcher, Mally Stoner, goes over to first base. Pretty easy substitution. First pitch swinging, fouled straight back, 0-1 to Callie Zimmerman. So the day is over, at least currently, for Stoner. You are allowed to re-enter games, though, at the high school level. But 3 consecutive singles here to begin the 6th inning has Fort Dodge back within a run, 4-3. There is the off-speed pitch, missing a 1-1. Well, a different look here, and we kind of saw it as this game has progressed. Stoner was so good early on, and Fort Dodge has started to find that timing a little bit. And now going to the bullpen, Zimmerman, a single her first time up, then grounded out her second time at the plate. This one fouled back off the net, and it goes to 1-2. Estella Bowman, the freshman, making her 20th appearance of the year in the circle, a 1.37 ERA, 69 strikeouts. This is her 6th appearance out of the bullpen, 14 starts on the year. The 1-2 to Zimmerman. That one skipped well in front of the plate, 2-2. Tried to go off speed. Just didn't quite have the grip on that one. As mentioned, Stoner now over playing first base for the Wildcats after taking that shot off the shin. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A little extra there from Bowman as she gets the K and the first out here in the 6th inning.
It's exactly what you need to do when you come in, runners on base, facing your first batter. Again, slight momentum shift there, a little bit of breath of fresh air for Carlisle in this inning.
Aubrey Allstott now, a chance to help herself. 2 runners on, just 1 out. Fort Dodge trailing 4-3 in the top of the 6th. Fastball swung through at 0-1. There's some juice here for the freshman Estella Bowman. She's got some velocity. Takes a look at the wrist, gets the call, and is ready as Allstott digs back in. Allstott 0 for 2. Goes with the changeup. Throw down to third and out at third on the stolen base attempt as Meyer gets caught stealing. It was a double steal. Mills is at second base, but the second out on a caught stealing changes the complexion of this inning. And what a throwback behind the plate by Benson. Had that changeup and still be able to throw out the runner.
That was beautiful, a beautiful read. I'm not sure if both runners just read the changeup or if it was a straight call, but again, the changeup is a great opportunity to try and steal the bag there. You've got a little bit more time, but great throw and a great tag at third.
Ground out to second base. Great play by Heidemann, and Carlisle escapes as Bowman comes in and puts out the fire. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-3 Carlisle with the lead over Fort Dodge. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Ready? Let's go.
Mom, over here.
Yeah, this kind of thing can happen when you're hiking, but no worries, Mom. I can prescribe something to soothe the itch.
Unity Point Health looks at your family's health from your point of view, offering same-day appointments with expertise focused on what matters most to you. Unity Point Health, expert care focused on you.
But
welcome back once again here to Fort Dodge as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Carlisle clinging to a 1-run lead over Fort Dodge, 4-3. Carlisle now, boy, an insurance run going into the 7th inning. That would be huge. And as we've seen, Aubrey Allstott's really settled in out there in the circle. Just trying to scratch something across here. Easier said than done, as Allstott has been outstanding. But what a job by Bowman coming in, the freshman. And she looked great out there on the mound.
Yeah, that was huge. Her first state appearance, we saw a little bit of fire coming out from her too. Some celebrations after some big plays, and what a way for her defense to back her up as well. That throwdown from Benson to Smith, giving yourself another out, getting yourself out of a jam there. Again, Carlisle snatched the momentum back in that instant.
It is Stoner, Benson, and Bauman due up for Carlisle. 4, 5, 6, the middle of the order. As Carlisle leads by 1, 4-3, and one of the best games so far here at the state tournament. This has been nip-tuck. Dodgers back within 1. First pitch, a changeup, and that one hit off of Stoner. No, she foul ball. But it was the run to first base. As we've seen from Carlisle, they run everything out again. So a little bit of confusion there. I kind of wondered the same thing at first myself.
It didn't look like it was a... she thought it was a hit by pitch, it seemed like. But
so count 0-1 on the foul ball. And we're back ready again. Mallie Stoner 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the first and grounded out to third in her second plate appearance. 1-1 as Aubrey Allstott continues, the sophomore. Yesterday made her debut in the circle for the Dodgers. Ready to go again. This one with a drive out to left center field, to the wall. Digging towards second, now retreating back is Mallie Stoner. A lead-off single for Carlisle as they lead by 1 in the 6th.
Yeah, she ripped that thing all the way to the fence, and again, made it all the way to the fence. You think that's an easy, at least a stand-up double, maybe you have to slide in there, but it got to the fence so quickly, and Rip and Trop did such a good job at getting that in quickly that Fort Dodge was able to at least limit her to one bag, keep her out of scoring position for now.
And we will get a courtesy runner coming in. No, this will be a pinch runner, actually, as Stoner has now moved over to first base. Now, the difference is at the high school level also re-entry is allowed. So Stoner will be able to re-enter the game even with a pinch runner, as they will bring in number 36, Chloe Prenisel. And to the plate for the Wildcats, it is Claire Benson, the catcher. Shows bunt, pulls it back, missing high, 1-0. You anticipate normally with those runners, 7 stolen bases this year for Prenisel. Got some speed out there. Going to play small ball, showing bunt, and they called strike, 1-1. Allstott using that fastball much more here as the game has progressed. Had a ton of change-ups early in the game. This one pushed over to the right side. Tough play. Flipped in time. It rolls to the first baseman, and Allstott is able to get the put out over there. What a play.
That was all-out effort. It's a little bit of controversy, some murmuring in the crowd. Not quite sure if that was the right call. Now, from here, it looked pretty solid. She was able to pick it up, Zimmerman at first, right before Benson made it down to first.
And now we're going to see Coach Flaws. He's going to come out. He's going to have a conversation with the umpire over on the first base side. Also out on the field, as we see Fort Dodge having a conversation. Andy Adams is out there along with Brianne Drays. Talking things over with the infield. Runner at second base, 1 out. And stepping to the plate after the sacrifice from Benson is Estella Bowman, now the pitcher. Bowman 1 for 2, singled, scored a run back in the second inning, and popped out to shortstop in the fourth. 4-3 our score. Kind of what we anticipated coming in here, Addie. number 2 seed against number 3 seed, you anticipate it's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's definitely what I was gonna predict might happen in this game. And again, Carlisle was able to push runs across whenever they got their leadoff runner on. And here in the bottom of the 6th, they've done it again, and so we'll see if they can push another across.
Bowman at the plate, now a chance to help herself. Shows bunt, off-speed pitch, missing low, 1-0. Good job by the catcher, Ellie Doster, keeping that one in front of her.
Yeah, both catchers today have done an outstanding job of keeping the ball in front of them, coming up, making strong throws when they need to.
The 1-0. Back to the changeup. That one actually might have been curveball, 2-0. Talking with the Fort Dodge coaches before the game, that's something, didn't see a ton yesterday, that curveball. Said that's a pitch as that continues to develop, just a sophomore. Could be a huge out pitch for her as well going forward. Goes off speed again and missing outside. Now it's 3-0. So 3 consecutive off-speed pitches from Aubrey Allstott. Hasn't been able to find the zone. Bowman at the plate. Dangerous. 1 hit already in the ball game. Fastball. And a strike, 3-1. Bowman batting .371 this year. Has a home run along with 7 doubles. Knocked in 21. Runner at second with 1 out. Pitch downstairs, ball 4, and runner will go to third. Throw not in time. Puts runners at the corners now for Carlisle with just 1 out. Well, I've not seen many walks in this ball game. And in fact, I believe outside of the hit by pitch, that's the only free pass that has been issued by Aubrey Allstott. And Ellie Smith, the third baseman, sacrificed in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 4th. Trying to come up big here for Carlisle as they cling to a 1-run lead, 4-3 in the 6th. Joe's bunt pulls it back, throw back to the pitcher. Trying to get that runner at third to lean. And Bowman will take second base.
Now we've seen walks in Class 4A play at the state tournament be game changers. Earlier this morning, Burlington against Winterset in that first elimination game. It was a walk, a stolen base, and then an RBI single that made all the difference. And now Burlington will face Western Dubuque in the game after this.
So Bowman steals second base, and now she'll get a courtesy runner after that.
Courtesy runner at second base, number 1, Courtney Hoffman.
Courtney Hoffman, the sophomore, will do the running. 8 stolen bases this year for her as the courtesy runner. In for the pitcher, Estella Bowman. 0-1 the count. Time is called by Ella Smith. Now 2 runners in scoring position for her. Trying to build the lead for Carlisle. Leading 4-3, bottom of the 6th. Ground ball left side. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. They'll stop the runner going back to third. Smith with a smart play. She'll take second base. It's an RBI single for Ella Smith. Then on the throw, takes second. And it's 5-3 now. Carlisle with the lead.
Yeah, great base running by Smith there to see that the focus was not on her and to take that extra bag and put her in scoring position as well. But she did her job there. She pushed that extra insurance run across in the bottom of the 6th. And we've still got 2 in scoring position with only 1 out. Dodgers looking to limit the damage here, put themselves in the best position as we approach the 7th inning.
Mira Heidemann at the plate. 0 for 2 ground outs. Her first to second base, the other 2 shortstop as the infield going to come in outside of first base, playing back behind the bag. As Heidemann peers out, watches the fastball miss up, 1-0. Heidemann a chance to push a couple more across here if she can find a gapper. On the year, batting .289 for Carlisle. Time is called, and Ellie Doster is going to come out along with the rest of the infield. I think they're going through probably some defensive assignments here. Can't use a mound visit at this point or would lead to a pitching change, as we've already seen Fort Dodge head coach Andy Adams come out. So Doster, the catcher, she takes control then.
It's important for players to be able to take that initiative, communicate those changes, those shifts, those game plans, and also sometimes just take a breath in a high pressure situation.
Showing bunt, pulling back again, missing upstairs. It's 2-0 to Mira Heidemann. Heidemann this year with 17 RBI. A couple of doubles and a triple also this year. Count sits at 2-0. There's the bunt over the right side, flipping home, not in time. Now taking second base is Heidemann. Another run plated by Carlisle. Their lead is 6-3 over Fort Dodge. Small ball all over the place. And then all the way to second base. Well, and you mentioned it, Addie, at the top here. Lead-off hitters has been so huge for Carlisle throughout the course of this one. Mally Stoner got it started. It is continued now for the Wildcats. 2 runners in scoring position again. And here's Hempstead. Hempstead sits at 1 for 2, singled back in the second inning, struck out in the 5th. Infield in once again for Fort Dodge. This one down the right field line, and that is down for a hit. 2 runs will score. Rosie Hempstead digging for second base. A 2 RBI double for Rosie Hempstead, the sophomore. Comes up with the big one. Just her 3rd double of the year. What a time for it here in the state tournament. It's 8-3 Carlisle.
At the bottom of the lineup for Carlisle has certainly showed up in the 6th inning. Adding on those insurance runs, playing the short game, playing the long game as well.
And that will be it on the mound for Aubrey Allstad. A pitching change brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Stay right there. This is the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Welcome back once again. Trent Condon, Addie Wells with you here in this state tournament matchup Class 4A from Channel Seeds Field. A new pitcher into the ball game for Fort Dodge as Sydney Carver, a sophomore, making her 22nd appearance of the season, comes in with a 2.67 ERA, 43 strikeouts on the year, making her 8th appearance out of the bullpen. Opponents batting .230 against Carver this year. She tries to put out the fire. 4 plated already this inning from Carlisle. Addie, it has been an impressive one for the Wildcats.
It has, and again, at the start of this game, we kind of anticipated an offensive showcase here, and that's definitely what Carlisle has given us, and Fort Dodge is looking to limit that and find the final 2 outs so they can step up to the plate again.
Top of the order, Chloe Rolling. 1 for 3 so far today for the left-handed swinging leadoff batter. Batting with a runner in scoring position down the line, but foul. She pushed that out towards third base, but just missed 0-2. Rolling 1 for 3 on the season. Came in with some ridiculous numbers we talked about a bit earlier. Batting .543 coming into the state tournament. The 0-2. Taps this one over to short. Throw from Allstott in time. Good hop over there by the shortstop to make the play. Runner does advance to third on the ground out. 2 outs now for the Wildcats.
Yeah, smart base running there. Recognize the high hop. Know that you have time to get to third, but a smarter play by Allstott to recognize that you've just got to get the guaranteed out at first there.
Pitch missing low, 1-0 to Anaya Oates. Oates officially 1 for 1. Sacrificed her first plate opportunity, tripled and scored a run, and then was hit by a pitch. This one popped up to the left side and out of play. 1-1 the count to the left-handed swinging Anaya Oates. Oates, the center fielder, came in batting .483 in the state tournament. Couple of doubles, couple of triples. Hit her third triple of the year. Back in the third inning. Pitch inside, 2-1. Oates qualified for the state wrestling tournament for the Carlisle girls program. Pitch upstairs, 3-1.
Carlisle has a lot of well-rounded athletes.
A number of these players were part of the state championship basketball team, as this one's driven to left field. There to make the play in left, though, is Marsh for the final out. But a big inning for Carlisle as they plate 4. Now they'll take a 5-run lead into the 7th inning. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We go to the 7th inning, and the last chance now for Fort Dodge. They had battled all the way back to make it a 1-run game, but a big 6th inning from Carlisle. They put 4 on the board, and they'll take an 8-3 lead here into this one. So last opportunity for Fort Dodge. This is a time you're saying be aggressive, or is it wait till you see a strike and then start to go after pitches you like?
I think we know that Carlisle has been aggressive as the defense here, as the pitcher and catcher. Bowman settled in pretty quickly there in the top of the 6th inning for Carlisle. So if you're Fort Dodge, I think be aggressive. Definitely attack what your pitch is. Don't go chasing anything early in the count. But be ready to swing, be ready to put pressure on the defense, utilize both your small ball and your long ball. Start piecing things together, but again, it's not going to be one person that's the hero. You've got to be able to get runners on it and move them around.
8-9-1 due up as Meg Marsh will lead it off. Emerson Lara and Hope Allstott due up for the Dodgers in the 7th. First one bounced out to the right, 0-1. Marshall for 2, struck out looking in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 5th. Marsh looking for something she can handle, the freshman. 82 at-bats on the year, batting .341. Off-speed pitch, and that one just missed, 1-1. Now trying to close this one out and pick up the save out of the bullpen, Estella Bowman. Came in last inning in a dangerous spot. A 1-run game, couple of runners on, swing and a miss, 1-2.
I love the approach from both Bowman and Marsh here. Both are being aggressive, attacking the zone, swinging hard at pitches in the zone. But Bowman seems to have the upper hand at this moment.
Freshman versus freshman at the state tournament, Class 4A. Both teams a 1-1 as the pitch missed. 1-0, excuse me, as the pitch missed up, and the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. The winner of this one will play tomorrow at 2:45. The loser will play tomorrow morning at 10:15. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball left side, cutting in front and making the play is the third baseman, Ella Smith, for the first out of the 7th. Marsh is retired. Smith makes a good play for the Carlisle defense. Emerson Lara singled, scored a run back in the 5th inning. 1 for 2 today, grounded out in her first plate opportunity. First pitch, a fastball and a called strike, 0-1. Bowman came in with a couple of runners on after 3 consecutive singles from the Fort Dodge offense. Also waited with a caught stealing. Pitch just missed, 1-1. Hugging the line down the left field line is the left fielder, Eganyor. Center field playing straight up with Oates, and Rolling playing straight up in right field, a little bit in. Slow ground ball over to Smith again at third. She'll make the play by a step. Good hop by the third baseman, and there's 2 outs.
Smith being a vacuum in those last 2 plays. Credit to Bowman for getting her those easy ground ball outs. And Carlisle sits with only 1 out remaining in the 7th.
8-3 our score. The Dodgers down to their final out. Top of the order, Hope Allstott. Starts with a changeup and stays upstairs, 1-0. Allstott 2 for 3 here today. A single back in the 1st inning, a triple bringing in a run in the 5th. In between a fly out to right field. 1-0 the count from Estella Bowman. Fastball at the belt, 1-1. Middle of the infield playing back here with 2 outs. Allstott back ready again for the Dodgers, trying to extend the ball game. Back to the changeup and missing upstairs, 2-1. Saw that center fielder also shift over, seeing the changeup. As a hitter, is that something that you notice, or are you so locked in you don't even see?
Just locked in on the ball in the pitcher's hand.
Pitch just missed in, now 3-1.
I think I would notice infield movement more often than outfield movement, but
3-1 now the count. Bowman takes a little extra time back behind the mound and is ready to go again as Allstott looks out. The 3-1. Downstairs, ball 4. There's a base runner for Fort Dodge as the walk puts somebody on.
It's not exactly how you want to come back out after getting the first 2 outs of the inning there. Arguably, sometimes the 3rd out is the hardest to get after 2 back-to-back outs.
Now for Fort Dodge, you got to feel, saw Coach Vincent over there talking things over with Allstott. Playing station to station, 2 outs, no need to take any chances down by 5. Got to make sure before you're taking any kind of bases here. Taryn Rippentrott steps to the plate. Rippentrott 0 for 3. Being called out on a bunt attempt. A slap-heading left-hander. Pitch in front of the plate, 1-0. Bowman, 11 walks this year and 4 hit by pitch in 82 innings pitched. So control has not been a major issue for her so far. This one right back to the pitcher. The throw to first in time, and Carlisle gets the victory. An 8-3 win over Fort Dodge as they go to 2-0 here in the double elimination bracket. Fort Dodge moves to 1-1. A great game here in this one. The Dodgers battled back, made it a one-run game in the 6th inning, but the home half of the 6th, too much as Carlisle pulled away.
Yeah, it was small ball and base running and speed that truly made the difference for Carlisle here.
As both teams shake hands, and we will go down to the field here momentarily as they will advance on in the bracket. Carlisle getting the win 8-3. 8 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors defensively for Carlisle as we go down to the field.
Star of the game, Rosie Hemstad. Her standout performance earns her the honor of advancing her team on the bracket. Congratulations, both teams. A well-played game. Thanks, everyone, for attending today.
Carlisle gets the win 8-3 as they advance on in the bracket. Fort Dodge, though, their tournament's not over. Their dreams of a championship are not over in this double elimination format. Addie Wells, final thoughts from you as Carlisle gets the victory.
It was great outings from both pitchers, all the pitchers that we saw here today. But again, the offense is hard to beat when you can't quite match it, and Carlisle showed up with the energy. They played piece by piece as they needed to, and they pulled out the win.
Well, they move on as they will